Hey internet, it's Sunday. I'm just hanging around, so I want to record a video on something I think Bitcoiners understand pretty well, but I think more broadly people don't understand this at all. I think they probably just haven't spent time to think about it, which is perfectly fine and exactly why I'm making this video because I think if more people understood this, they would way easier understand the value proposition of Bitcoin. They would see why so many people like myself are so sure that Bitcoin is the future reserve currency of the world. What I'm talking about are the 6 characteristics of good money. Money has 6 qualities that we can use to judge it and to see how good it is or will be at solving society's coincidence of wants. We can't all just trade all the time, so we use money as a tool to make society more efficient. And I think we should judge it as a tool and objectively, not religiously. So let's go ahead and do it. There are 6 characteristics. In order for money to be good, it must be durable, transferable, divisible, fungible, scarce, and recognizable. So these are pretty obvious. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about each of them. I want to just quickly touch on each of them and then at the very end make the case as to why I believe Bitcoin is the best form of money. So, durability. In order for money to be durable, it's gotta last. Money can't be roses because roses wilt and you won't be able to put those away to save for your future. Money must be transferable, meaning you got to easily be able to perhaps take it to a market and spend it, or perhaps send it over the internet and spend it. So a giant boulder would not be a very good form of money because it's not very easy to take a giant boulder to market or to send a giant boulder over an ocean to do a transaction through the internet. Money must be divisible, meaning you got to be able to split it into smaller pieces. Um, an example would be cattle. Cattle, like a cow or a horse, it's not very easy to split those in half while they are alive. So if you wanted to make a smaller purchase, they wouldn't be a very good form of money. The next one is fungibility. Fungibility, and probably the most complicated word on this list, but it's actually pretty simple. It just means that they're all the same. So one $20 bill is the same as every other $20 bill, whether it was printed in 1985 or it was printed in 2015, or it has, some random US treasurer's signature on it, or, Janet Yellen's signature on it. It doesn't matter. $20 is $20 as the meme goes. The next one is scarce. I believe this one is the most important one. In order for money to be good, it must be scarce. It can't just be something that you can get everywhere. There's countless examples of this. Blades of grass, leaves, trees, whatever, I don't know. It's got to be scarce. It's got to be something that's not just available abundantly. The last one is recognizable. This is, I'll save it for the Bitcoin talk, but it's probably the only thing that Bitcoin needs to work on, in my opinion, meaning that people have to accept it as valuable. People have to say, yeah, I'm willing to take this for whatever good or service that I'm providing to you because I think this is worth it. So they have to recognize it as being valuable. The US dollar has done very, very well at this. I think the US dollar is just about recognizable everywhere around the world. So how does this fit into Bitcoin? I think Bitcoin is by far the most durable form of money there has ever been because Bitcoin exists on ledgers and nodes around the world, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of them around the world, backed by, I don't even know, God knows how many terahash of miners around the world that are all, that is Bitcoin. Bitcoin, in order for Bitcoin to cease existing, really would require like global nuclear war. So it's extremely durable. It's extremely transferable because you can send Bitcoin from North America to South America to Africa to Europe very, very quickly and very, very easily. It's extremely transferable. It's very easy to scan a QR code and send Bitcoin to someone, or copy an address and send Bitcoin to someone. So I think it's the most transferable. I think it even combines the two forms of payments, which are cash final payments and digitally intermediated payments. Cash final payments are you go to the store, you give the clerk money, you take your items, and that is a cash final transaction. It's done. You can't get that cash back unless you go back to the convenience store and do an exchange. So it's cash final. And then there's the digitally intermediated and the digitally, sorry, I'm blurry here. I gotta get a camera. The digitally intermediated payments are the ones via Visa or Western Union or Venmo or, insert whatever service. And those are really convenient because it's easy to transfer them perhaps across oceans or to your friend next to you or wherever. But in the end, they're intermediated, meaning that there is a third party that sort of has control over those transactions, and they're not cash final because if you call up Venmo and you say, hey, I was defrauded or whatever, they could reverse those. And what Bitcoin does is it takes digitally intermediated payments and cash final payments and combines them into this amazing thing that allows you to send value anywhere, anytime, without permission, and cash final can't be reversed. So that's pretty cool. Next is divisibility. Bitcoin is very, very divisible, probably the most divisible currency because each Bitcoin can be split into 100 million Satoshis. There are 21 million Bitcoin times 100 million Satoshis. There are by far enough for society to function. So that's very helpful. Bitcoin is also extremely fungible, meaning that if Bitcoin was mined in 2009 or if it was mined in 2019, it doesn't matter. One Bitcoin is one Bitcoin and it is acceptable in the same way. The next one, scarce. This one is, where Bitcoin is the shining star because Bitcoin is the only scarce, ultimately scarce asset on this planet. Not a lot of people have heard that before, so I just want that to sink in. Bitcoin is the only scarce asset on this planet because there are 21 million, never more, and only less as people hold on to them, as people lose them over time. It is, if the price of real estate in Topeka, Kansas doubled overnight, you better bet that there will be a lot of construction happening tomorrow because people realize that there is value to be had there and they will increase production accordingly. So you can think about this with gold. You can think about this with the US dollar. I mean, if you live in the US, you know very well right now that the US dollar is not scarce and they just print it whenever they feel like printing it to pay debts or, to send to another country or, whatever they would like to do. So don't want to get political here. I want to stick to the 6 characteristics of good money. And the last one is recognizable. That's, I think, what Bitcoin is struggling with the most. Obviously, I don't think I'm the only one that thinks that. But once people are more educated about Bitcoin, which is, I'm trying to do my part here, they will start to realize how valuable it is. They will start to recognize it as something that they are willing to receive as value for, their product or their service. So we're working on it there. Those are the 6 characteristics. Those are the reasons why I think Bitcoin is the best form of money. Am I wrong? I don't know. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.